Right, what's cracking, bras? Now, genetics, a very common excuse as to why people give up on their fitness goals with diet and training, because a lot of people have the conception, the thought that, well, if I have bad genetics, I simply can't make progress. So, is that true? Well, stay tuned for that because I'm going to explain exactly the answer to that in this video. So, genetics, can they impact an individual's progress with fitness or just diet, training, anything in general? We're mainly talking about fitness. So is it fact or is it fiction? And the thing is, I don't really want to say this, but it is a fact. Genetics can impact your potential progress, but to an extent. Okay, and I'm going to explain exactly why. So we're going to start with diet. So obviously everyone is born with a genetic blueprint, and when you're born with this genetic blueprint, you can't change it unless of course you have surgery or such, which I'm sure none of you are going to do that in the future. But at the same time, I hope you don't have any plans on doing that in the future either. And so with this genetic blueprint, everyone's body composition, structure, everything, your metabolism, your fat, the number of fat cells, the size of them, etc. All of these different characteristics in an individual's genes is going to impact the amount of weight you can gain or weight you can lose. So let's take metabolism as the prime example. If you have a fast metabolism, then losing weight is going to be easier for you. And not only that, if you have a faster metabolism and you're burning more calories, you can eat more calories than someone else but still lose more weight than them as they have a slower metabolism. On top of that, let's take fat cells as another example. If you have more fat cells and bigger fat cells in your body, then it is going to be harder for you to lose weight, and this can be impacted by your diet beforehand, but it's in your genes, you can't change it. So if you have bad genetics that aren't suited for fat loss, then yes, losing weight can be more difficult for you than someone with great genetics. Furthermore, the way we distribute the fat we carry in our bodies all varies. One person may store more fat around their face, some person may store more fat around their stomach, some people store more fat in their legs. And so that said, when people gain or lose weight, we're going to take losing weight here. The first place some people lose fat is bang, straight from their stomach, which is what we all want. But then some people lose fat last, and they tend to lose fat. It takes more time to lose more fat in their stomach area, so it can take a bit more time to develop those abs we all want to be popping. But with that said, yes, genetics can without a doubt impact your progress, but is by all means not a valid enough excuse to simply use that as an excuse to not actually make any progress. When it comes to weight loss, the main thing is calories in versus calories out. So if you have bad genetics and you want to lose weight, you can't use the excuse of, oh, I have bad genetics, so I can't lose weight. Or if you want to gain muscle, you're like, oh, I have really bad genetics, so I can't gain weight no matter how hard I try. It doesn't work like that. If you're saying that and you think that's a fact, you're going against science. Science is a bit like your mum. They're always right. So no matter what, if you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. And of course, the amount of calories that requires is going to vary from person to person, but no matter what, no matter how bad you say your genetics are, there's no excuse to saying you can't lose weight because you got bad genetics, because being in a calorie deficit is not impacted by genetics. Oh, come on. What's up with you? Oh, it's nothing. It's just first few weeks of my diet, the fat was shredding off like crazy, but now everything's just slowing down. You know what probably is? My genetics. I probably have more fat cells, a slower metabolism, less hormonal. Alright, I've heard enough now. I mean, yes, your genetics may not be the most gifted compared to others, but at the end of the day, it all comes to calories in versus calories out.
Well, what makes you say that?
Well, it's simply how the body works. If you want to lose fat, you have to be consuming less calories than you are burning no matter what, which is backed by science. Are you arguing with science?
No.
Exactly.
I mean, I see your point, but I still think my genetics are in...
Do you smell that?
No.
It smells like bullshit coming out of your mouth from all the excuses you're making.
Excuse me?
Now let's move on to training. Now again, someone with better genetics can make more progress than someone with slightly worse genetics. So let's take strength training as an example. Of course, strength training requires speed, power and explosiveness. And these are used primarily by the fast twitch muscle fibers, whereas the slow twitch muscle fibers are used more for endurance. As we are all born with our genes, some people are naturally gifted with more fast twitch muscle fibers or more slow twitch muscle fibers. That's why you see sprinters and marathon runners compete in their sports, because it's most likely that these individuals have been gifted with more of the muscle fibers that they use for their sport. But anyway, so let's say there's two people following the same strength training program. One person has more fast twitch muscle fibers naturally without the help of resistance training than the other person. This person with more fast twitch muscle fibers is going to naturally make more progress than the person with less fast twitch muscle fibers. Even your height can impact the amount of muscle growth, or whatever it is the type of goal you're going for. So let's go with calisthenics and static holds, handstands, front levers, back levers, planches. The reason why you see so many people mastering these skills, these people tend to be shorter, and you don't really see many taller people doing these static holds. It's because the taller people are at a mechanical disadvantage, so those that are shorter are at a more mechanical advantage. So with these certain skills they're trying to learn, they will get to it, they will master it quicker due to the advantage they have with their genes they were born with. And people will adapt to different styles of training better than others based on their goals. So again, like, yes, if you want to get good at something but your genes aren't actually adapted to it, then yes, you are going to reach that goal slower than the person whose genes are matched better for that given goal. But that is, again, by all means not a valid enough excuse to say that you can't train, you can't build strength and muscle because your genetics aren't gifted enough. I'm sorry guys, but that is pathetic, and sadly this is an excuse I hear more often than not.
Hey, good work there, man. Those clap push-ups seem pretty easy to you. You should try increasing the intensity. So instead of clapping with your hands, you should try and push your hands up to touch your chest, so like a chest tap push-up. You think I can do it? Well, I mean, if you could do those push-ups for so many repetitions, I'd say it's more than possible. Alright, let's give it a go. Oh shit. No, I wasn't ready. Let me try again. I've got this.
Hey, don't worry about it. I believe you.
Oh, God's sake.
Yeah, I guess I'm sorry. I really shouldn't have suggested that push-up variation for you then.
No, it's not your fault. It's my freaking genetics.
Oh, come on. You can't use genetics as an excuse, mate. If I can do it, then by all means you can as well.
Oh, of course you'd say that, Mr. Fast Twitch Muscle Fiber.
Ouch. I mean, all jokes aside, you just gotta be patient with it and remain consistent.
Stop repeating yourself. I know, I'm a failure.
Bro, you are not a failure, okay? Just keep working at it, train hard, remain consistent like I said.
Okay, you're really starting to make me feel irate.
Ah, so what are you gonna do then, eh?
Run after me?
Actually, there's no point of me getting a head start because I have more fast twitch muscle fibers than you anyway. But again, like with your diet, you do still follow the parameters that are required. So if I want to build strength and I focus more on strength training, my body is then going to use and build more fast twitch muscle fibers. Yes, the process may take longer if I'm born with more slow twitch muscle fibers, but again, it is perfectly possible. So in conclusion, yes, genetics can indeed impact your progress both with your diet and training, but it is not a valid enough excuse to say you can't make progress at all, because you can make significant progress, diet or training, no matter how bad your genetics are. You just have to have the knowledge and be able to apply the parameters that are required to get to your given goal, which have nothing to do with the genes in your body. And as well as this, like, fitness is more of self-improvement, self-enhancement. There's no point trying to compete with one another. You should only be focusing on yourself. So if you're following the right parameters, you're going to make progress no matter what. And I mean, if someone's making more progress than you, so what? As long as you're making progress, that's all that matters. So yeah, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped, and if this helped, make sure to let me know. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because you should be very excited, as I'm hoping next video you should see a significant improvement in the quality of the filming and the content, as I've explained in my previous 2 videos. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned and not go anywhere, as I won't be going anywhere myself. And that's it really. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video.